It's a good thing Michigan is on their bye week because Coach Jim Harbaugh said if Michigan were playing a game this week, Wilton Speight wouldn't be able to play. The injury status of their starting quarterback is unknown at this time, but Harbaugh was openly unhappy about the hit that made Speight leave Saturday's game.
I thought it was egregious. If I had a stronger word to use, I would use it, but with all the emphasis on protecting defenseless players, and surprisingly you have two officials standing back there that are both looking at it, plus a review in the press box that wasn't a targeting, that wasn't a personal foul.
Yes, we are inching closer to the greatest rivalry in Michigan sports. And you know what? It gets even better. Today we find out the Wolverines and Spartans will square off on national television under the lights at 7:30 from the Big House next Saturday. Now, believe it or not, this is the first primetime matchup between these two teams in their storied 110-game history. Now, before the Spartans can prepare for Michigan, they'll first take on Iowa in their Big Ten debut. As we saw Saturday, MSU has many issues to iron out for conference play, but Tom Eschen tells us why the Spartans are remaining optimistic.
Good evening, everybody, from Spartan Stadium. The story of the game against Notre Dame was really the mistakes. They happened in the first half, and unfortunately, it was the young quarterback, Ryan Lewerke, who was making them. He had that pick six early on in the game that put Michigan State in that two-touchdown hole, and then a fumble deep in their own territory, something he hopes to get past as the Spartans try to improve as they're such a young and inexperienced squad at this point in the year.
The conversations are always about ball security, about making good decisions, especially with your quarterback, but he's trying to make a play and the ball comes out, and he's got to be more careful with the football. And
I think as every game goes by, you learn more stuff about just the game of college football and how it works and how the speed works and all that stuff. So I think that's something this team just has to do. Obviously, we're a younger team, and I think as the games go on, we'll eventually get to that point.
But you could also sense some hope from this Spartan squad playing a team like Notre Dame, who's also coming back from a rough season. They were 4-8 last year, but have a little bit more talent. Michigan State wasn't overmatched on Saturday night. They just made too many mistakes. So that kind of left room for growth for the Spartans, who know that they're so close to becoming good once again.
Physicality-wise, we were right there with them, up front, with their D-line, their linebackers, we played good with them. I don't think they did anything that made us, think, oh, crap. We were with them the whole time. We moved the ball, the whole game. I think in the first half, I think we got stopped one time in the first half, really, where we, didn't stop ourselves with the,
Oh, we're not broken. We're not broken. We played two good football games. There are times in this football game where it looks like we're going to make a play and then something happens. But you got to execute, and you got to execute consistently.
And now Iowa is on the forefront for the Michigan State Spartans, a tough team in the Big Ten. They're going to play right here in Spartan Stadium next Saturday on Fox 66. Reporting here from East Lansing, I'm Tom Eschen.
If you are like most Lions fans, this play haunted and lingered over you all football Sunday. The Lions got robbed of a win on the controversial 10-second runoff rule. And while players and fans alike erupted in disappointment, today Coach Caldwell recognizes it is time to move on.
Everybody can split hairs and look at it differently and all that kind of stuff. I like to deal with the reality. The reality of it is it doesn't do any good to complain about it. Doesn't do any good to say maybe, perhaps. It's over and done with. We lost the game. They applied the rule as the rule stood correctly. And that's it. End of story.
The Lions hit the road to take on the Vikings at US Bank Stadium, their first divisional battle. That's on Sunday. We are inching closer and closer to hockey season, Red Wings fans. Of 8 total preseason games, Detroit only has 3 bouts left before the puck is dropped on that new start. For the second time in exhibition, they're taking on the 2-time defending Stanley Cup champion Penguins. Detroit's power play struggled last season, but it works tonight. Right there's Michael Rasmussen. Look at that. Selly, he doesn't care if it's preseason or not. Then look at this goal by Tomas Tatar, practically off the face-off. Strictly business. Detroit jumps ahead 3-zip. Pittsburgh would add 1 before the second period ends. Just a few good long passes through the Wings defense, but that is all the Pens had tonight. The Wings win 4-1. They are now 2-0 at LCA, outscoring their opponents 9-1 so far.
Looking forward to the regular season.
Way to break in that new arena. Eh?
Absolutely. We'll be right back.